Let's try to understand what happens when we created this Elastic Beanstalk environment. So if you go into your CloudFormation, you can find that there's an execution of a CloudFormation called AWS EBS. And if you select that and then click resources, you can find that this CloudFormation has provisioned certain resources. So if you click this one and go under resources, you can find that it has created some security groups, some CloudFormation template that executed, allocated Elastic IP because I asked to create a public IP. And then it created an auto-scaling group. If you set up a load balancer, it will create load balancers also. So what happened was the Elastic Beanstalk application actually got created as part of a CloudFormation template execution. If you go into EC2 section, you can find under auto-scaling groups that there's an auto-scaling group created under this name. And if you select the tags, you can find that the tag of that one is myTigeAppDue. So behind the scene, Elastic Beanstalk use AWS primitive constructs like load balancers, the auto-scaling groups, CloudFormation to form the environment, which means that the whole environment is very customizable. For example, if you go into the instances, you can find the myTiger application instance, which is running now, myTigeAppDue. It's a T2 small instance. Look at the tags. It belongs into myTiger application development environment, and the CloudFormation template is executed. The beauty here is that these are normal T2 instances. So if you have, for example, reservation for these instance types, then you get that benefit. So let's select this instance, myTiger application development, and go to the description. This is a normal Windows environment. You can even remote login into that. Of course, in production environment, we don't do that. But remember, when we created this environment, we define a key pair. In production environment, you don't define a key pair so that you cannot remote login. But in this environment, we define a key pair so that we can log in into that. What we are going to do first is to enable under these security groups. We'll enable RDP access and then remote login into this. So go to these security groups, open it in a new tab. So the inbound rules, as of now, it allows only HTTP access. So let's edit this. And let's add a rule to RDP. And I want to RDP from any location. So therefore, I define it as 000. Click Save, so that I can RDP into this instance. Let's RDP into that instance and then see what happens. So go to the instance, go to myTigeApp development, get Windows password. Remember that I can get the password because I define a key pair. The key pair I define is myTigeApp key. Select the key pair, myTigeApp key that I downloaded when I created that key. Decrypt the password, copy it, and now I can remote login into this. So this becomes handy when you want to, in the development settings, when you want to RDP into this, to check what is happening, to whether your deliveries are in right order. With the password, remember me, click next. I have logged into the Elastic Beanstalk instance that it created. So if you go into your root folder, go to C, you can find that there's a C drive, inetpub, www root. So here you can find the normal IIS www root. If you go into IIS, you can find that there is a IIS web application. Go to site. You can find default website. So this is where I define in my application where to deploy it. If you look at my zip file that I packaged and then extract it, you know, in that zip file I have a file called AWS deploy manifest in the root. So you can find that this application states that my Tiger application zip should go into the root path of default website. Go into my Elastic Beanstalk application. It should be deployed under this website. So explore this. You can find that the test.NET Core web application has been delivered into this location. So Elastic Beanstalk is nothing more than a simple IIS web environment. In Elastic Beanstalk, you can have your own custom machine images. Maybe you want to have certain PDF generators already installed in that machine image. Maybe you want to have special drivers or graphic libraries installed on that machine image. So regardless of the situation, Elastic Beanstalk is highly customizable. So behind the scene, when we created an Elastic Beanstalk application, it also creates an auto-scaling group and also a launch configuration. So if you go into the launch configuration it has created, that's under the EC2 section of your console, you can find that there is this Amazon machine image that it used. So this is the default one it has used, but of course you can customize this image in the way that you want. So when you want to change that image, you don't change it from here. You always change Elastic Beanstalk applications from the Elastic Beanstalk itself. So what you would do is you would go for, in this case, my Tiger application, you would go into the configurations, and there you can specify the image that you want to use. So in this case, you modify this, and here you have specified the image that you want to use. So in this case, I'm using the default Elastic Beanstalk image, but if you want to have a custom image, you can easily configure it.